Oh, hey there. I remember as a child, my grandfather would come into town every so often, and he'd take us to this amazing place, the fanciest restaurant in town, and order us this amazing little cocktail, this like mocktail for children called a Shirley Temple. We loved it every single time he came into town because we got to eat out at the Holiday Inn. I really enjoyed Shirley Temples growing up, and I would drink them occasionally after that as I grew older. But after a while, that sweet syrupiness kind of just became overwhelming and it stopped being my favorite drink. But I started wondering, could I make a better Shirley Temple? An adult, but still non-alcoholic twist that was less sugary, less syrupy, and maybe even a little bit healthy. Come and find out with me on this episode of Dr. Beck's Epicurean Delights. I thought it'd be fun to go right in and use real pomegranates. So we're going to be extracting our own pomegranate juice from real pomegranates here. I also thought that it would be useful to make our own simple syrup. In order to make a simple syrup, you simply need water and white sugar right there. And then of course, what is a Shirley Temple without maraschino cherries? So I have some of those. I'm going to be using a sparkling water instead of the regular lemon lime soda because I will be garnishing it with lemons and limes as well as an orange, and then I have some backup garnishes just in case, some mint, some rosemary, and some lemongrass. What I really like about the idea of making my own simple syrup is I can control how sweet this is. We're going to be turning those pomegranates into our own little grenadine juice. So we'll be juicing the pomegranates. So let's get started. All right, so all we need to do is cut off the top, just like that, to reveal the seeds inside. And then you can see these sections here. We'll be sliding the knife down the sections to the bottom. And that should help us get out some seeds without doing too much damage. It's my first time doing this, so we're learning as we go. There we go, look at that. Just pop right open. There you go. Let's get a better look at that process close up. So you just cut off the top. You can distinguish the top by the visible stamens there from the other end, the little thread-like pieces. And then you just slide the knife down the edges. What you're looking for are little lines of white in the cut part, and then you just follow those lines of white down like you're drawing a latitudinal line on a globe. There should be about 5. Anyway, when you have them all done, because you've scored the outside of the rind, they should separate just like that. And there you have all your seeds available. So now that we have our pomegranates cut open, we're going to pull out all the seeds and we're going to give them a quick blitz in the blender. This will help break up the fleshy parts of the seeds and separate out the hard parts from the liquid. Is this a long and tedious process? Absolutely. But that time that it takes for me to do this is time that I have to discuss with you how the Shirley Temple got its name. Shirley Temple was a child actress who starred in many films from the 1930s through the 1940s, who later went on to grow up and become a U.S. ambassador. However, the story of the Shirley Temple cocktail, as related by Lilia Rothman in 2014, comes about from Shirley Temple dining out at a famous Hollywood eatery. We do not know to this day if it was Chasen's or the Brown Derby or the Royal Hawaiian Hotel, but what we do know from the story is that she was complaining over her parents sipping old fashions. This is important because the old fashioned comes with the trademark maraschino cherry. Shirley Temple complained, and the waitstaff whipped up a concoction for her that was non-alcoholic that included that signature maraschino cherry that is seen in Shirley Temples to this day. Now, we don't know the exact recipe. In some cases, it's believed to be a lemon lime soda. In other cases, it's believed to be ginger ale. But the drink generally is some kind of light flavored soda like lemon lime or ginger ale, a splash of grenadine, and a maraschino cherry. Sometimes orange juice is used as well. Regardless of how it came about, I think we can all agree that, while incredibly sweet, it is also amazingly delicious. We're just trying to release the liquid from every single one of these little seed bits, and that will allow us to extract the juice. We don't want to run it too long, otherwise we'll blend up all the little seed parts, and that will make it so that we'll end up with too much grittiness. We'll grind them up so much that they'll make it through the strainer. So we're going to strain this after we run it through the blender. We don't want to blend it too long. We want to be able to catch all those little seed parts and just let the juices run through the strainer. We are going to strain this one more time using coffee filters in the sieve in order to get out any grainy bits that might have been introduced when we ground up the pomegranate seeds in the blender. I don't think there'll be too many, and if you don't want to do this step, you can also let the juice sit in your refrigerator for a day or two to allow all those chunky parts to settle out. For this episode's Botany Minute, I thought that we might talk about pomegranates. It may come as no surprise to you to learn that grenadine was originally made from boiled down pomegranate juice with a lot of sugar. But pomegranates are very healthy, so I thought maybe we could use more pomegranate, less syrupy sugar, and create a drink that might actually be beneficial to us. Grenadine is sold in stores today. However, a lot of grenadine syrups that are sold in stores have almost no pomegranate whatsoever. Now, I think that the Shirley Temple that I'm making is going to be sweet enough, but if you're worried that it's not going to be sweet enough, you can always make a simple syrup, which is equal parts water and granulated sugar. You just put that in a pot and heat it up until all the granulated sugar dissolves and you have a simple syrup, and that way you can control how sweet your better Shirley Temple is. Let's talk about the healthiness of pomegranates. In what way is pomegranate healthy? Well, pomegranate, or Punica granatum, has high levels of polyphenols, specifically elegitannins, the major one being punicalagin. Punicalagins and other elegitannins hydrolyze into ellagic acid, which is very good for human health as an antioxidant. Now, just because a food is high in antioxidants doesn't mean that your body is getting them. However, Mertens, Talcott et al. Found in 2006 that the ellagic acid that is produced by the consumption of pomegranate extracts was found in blood plasma of the people who had consumed it, which is a strong indicator that it is being metabolized by the human body and therefore having health effects. Looks like we're just about ready. I'm going to start assembling the better Shirley Temple. I'm just going to use all of my juice from the pomegranate seeds because why not? And while I do that, you can enjoy an archaeology alert. A recent study by Saidi Gavi Andam et al. Has found presence of pomegranate pollen in samples from the Zagros Mountains of southwest Iran that date back to the Achaemenid Empire, or about 2,500 years ago. Why is this important? Well, the Zagros Mountains have become the center of attention for many paleoenvironmental studies that are investigating the human-environmental interactions of the past. While the study did not yield a high amount of pomegranate pollen, the pomegranate pollen that was found did occur in the same period as an increase in plants like date trees as well as cypress, which suggests the creation or the beginning of Persian gardens in the area. As I'm wrapping up this recipe, and it looks like that all that's left for me to do is try it, I just want to say how thankful I am to all my viewers for the support that they've given me over the past couple of months. I want to encourage anybody new who hasn't subscribed to subscribe already, and also check the comments below for a full list of the instructions on how to make your own better Shirley Temple. So we finally got everything we need composed just so I can taste my grown-up Shirley Temple. But first, what if you don't have any pomegranate juice or pomegranates? Well, just take your maraschino cherries, pour some of the juice in there like that, and add a little bit of sparkling water. And you've got a pretty good substitute. Just don't forget the garnish. Yep, it'll do in a pinch. But now let's try the real thing. Don't want to forget a couple of those pomegranate seeds I was so very careful to collect. Get my straw in there any way I can. Yep, that's what I remember. Very good. I think the simple syrup is completely unnecessary, but this recipe is a little too easy without it. So if you want to make it on your own, leave it out if you don't want it to be so sweet. Yeah, it's good. It is definitely, dare I say, better than what I had as a kid because of that natural pomegranate flavor that you don't get from the grenadine syrup. Yeah, this is dangerous. I'm lucky that I have no more pomegranate juice left. Otherwise, I'd probably be drinking these all day. Well, that's it for this episode. Go make your own grown-up Shirley Temples. Thanks for watching Dr. Beck's Epicurean Delights. See you next time.